Standards quietly decide who can compete. Compatibility matters more than innovation. Most users never see standards at work. Technology wins before it launches. Rules shape markets silently. Most people think technology succeeds because it is faster, cheaper, or smarter. Sometimes that is true. But at internet scale, another force often matters more: standards. Standards are the shared technical rules that allow systems to work together. They decide how data is formatted, how devices communicate, and how software interoperates. Without standards, the internet would fragment instantly. Here is the first key statistic. Over 90% of global internet traffic relies on a relatively small set of standardized protocols, including TCP, IP, HTTP, DNS, and TLS. These rules were set long before most modern platforms existed. Once a standard becomes dominant, switching away from it is extremely difficult. Compatibility locks entire ecosystems together. New technologies must conform or risk isolation. This creates path dependence. Early technical decisions shape markets for decades. Even when better alternatives exist, they struggle to replace entrenched standards because billions of systems already depend on them. Standards bodies play a critical role. Organizations such as technical consortia and international committees define how protocols evolve. Participation requires expertise, time, and sustained investment, resources concentrated in a few regions and institutions. Another revealing statistic: a majority of widely adopted internet standards are authored or heavily influenced by engineers working within a small number of technology ecosystems. This does not imply conspiracy. It reflects who has the capacity to participate consistently. Standards also shape competition. If a product aligns perfectly with existing protocols, adoption is smoother and cheaper. If it requires new standards, adoption slows dramatically. This is why many disruptive technologies fail quietly. They are not inferior. They are incompatible. Users rarely notice this process. When a service just works, standards are doing the work invisibly. When something breaks, the problem is often a standards mismatch. Once standards lock in, innovation shifts upward. Companies compete on features, design, and user experience, not on underlying rules. The foundation remains stable, and power concentrates around it. From a neutrality perspective, standards are not neutral outcomes. They are negotiated, revised, and maintained by human institutions with incentives and constraints. The internet feels open because standards enable universal access. But those same standards also limit how radically the system can change. In summary, technology markets do not begin when products launch. They begin when standards are set. By the time users choose, the real competition is already over.